Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to talk about Joe Biden, the problems he has, the problems he's facing, and how cowardly the Democratic Party has become. Now, we all know that Joe Biden did a terrible job at the debate. We know that. And you've had people from Jake Trapper lying about situations with about Joe Biden, and you've got even the people on Morning Joe making up things, claiming that Barack Obama is behind all of it, even though he's not said anything publicly, at least as of that I can find. But let's talk about it. All these people calling for Joe Biden to step aside and let somebody else take the reins of the campaign. To what end? Who's going to replace him that can beat Donald Trump? Not one of these people that have called for Joe Biden to step aside have given us one person who's willing to run that can beat Donald Trump. As it is right now, Biden has been moving up in national polling actually since the debate. He's actually come within, I think he's got it within the margin of error now in 3 battleground states that Trump has been leading since the end of the Republican primaries. Biden has done a lot of good work. And who are you going to replace him with? So, before we get going too far, if you think there's somebody that we can replace Joe Biden with who can actually beat Donald Trump, not somebody that's been dragged through the mud by the Republican Party already, as in the governor of Michigan, or another governor from California who is trailing by 17 points in national polling, and also losing in the same battleground states that Biden is losing in. Please, in the comments, let me know who we replace Joe Biden with. Because what it is there's a reason there's a vice president to take the job as president if something is to happen to the president. There's a reason we have the 25th Amendment that allows us to remove a president who cannot do his job. Now, there are a lot of people out there that are claiming they feel they've been duped. A lot of celebrities think they've been duped, that his decline has been hidden. People, he's been on TV almost every single week for the last 6 months. Yes, there's a big difference between Joe Biden of right now and Joe Biden 4 years ago. But also, Joe Biden has done his job. The Inflation Reduction Act, the Build Back Better plans that have been passed, the Infrastructure Act, all that stuff, right? And he's done all this with a broken Congress that does not work. One of the most divided Congresses in the history of this nation, especially in modern times. The man knows how to get stuff done. Have I agreed with everything? Hell no. Do I agree with what we're doing in Gaza? Hell no. But all in all, Joe Biden has done his job. He's been far more effective of a president than I predicted here on the Big Ranch Show. I said after he was elected that he would probably be the most ineffective president this nation has ever seen. I said that he's going to be a one-term president because he'll probably get replaced. because I thought he would be completely ineffective, that he wouldn't be able to do the job. I was wrong. Joe Biden has done a hell of a job when it comes to getting our inflation numbers down. We're among the lowest in the industrialized world on inflation at roughly 3.4%. Now, is that where you want it? No. You don't want inflation like that. But when other countries are seeing inflation still in the double digits, I think 3.4% is pretty damn good. Only one person so far that any polling has been done about has been shown to poll beating Donald Trump. It's not Joe Biden. It's not any of the Democrats most people have talked about. It's one woman who has no interest in running for president. And that's Michelle Obama. Here's the thing. You can get me by replacing Joe with two people. You give me Pete Buttigieg, you give me Michelle Obama. You know what? I'll even add a third. If you can convince Jon Stewart to take the spot. But those are all pipe dreams versus reality. The reality is, it's not happening. The reality is, Joe Biden is going to be, if Joe Biden is replaced, it's going to be replaced with somebody either no one has heard of or no one cares about. All in all, do I believe Gavin Newsom in California has done a good job? Yeah. I believe he's done a really good job on a lot of fronts, but he hasn't addressed homelessness. Right? And that's what Donald Trump will key on. Remember, that's kind of what sank Ron DeSantis, the homelessness problem that he has created in Florida. Do you think the American people are going to vote for a man like Gavin Newsom when his state has so many homeless people that the state can't even is barely able to function? No. And Whitner, I think her name is, up in Minnesota or Michigan. What's she gonna do? The right already hates her. They already hate her as much as they hated Hillary Clinton. She's not going to be able to garner independent voters. Joe Biden has a history of working with both parties for over 30 years. But I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I just know how dire the consequences are of this election. I just know that if Donald Trump wins this election in November, people like myself in the LGBTQ community are in trouble. And they won't stop with us. Once they're done trying to criminalize the existence of the LGBTQ community, they're going to start coming after other people. They want to ban all sorts of things with Project 2025. No matter what you're seeing, what people are trying to tell you, a lot of the stuff that even Facebook is saying isn't in Project 2025 is in Project 2025. The reason they're saying it's not in Project 2025 is because of the way it's written. It's not written in black and white. The way it's written is it hides what they're doing. It softens it. But then you compare that to what Donald Trump has posted on his website and on YouTube videos about saying the only recognized genders in the United States under him will be male and female, assigned at birth only, ignoring the science. I don't understand why people aren't getting this. Trump wants to go after the entirety of the LGBTQ community. Yes, on this channel, we focus a lot more on the trans side of it, right? We focus more on the T here. Why? Because that's me. That's why we focus on it here. Somebody said, "Oh, we're slow marching to World War III, and you're worried about the gays." I'm like, yes, 110% I am. I am worried about the genocide that is coming to America if Donald Trump is elected. And like I told the person that made that comment, only one person can prevent World War III. And that one person is the person causing World War III. Vladimir Putin. That's it. So yes, I am terrified about gay rights and LGBTQ rights in general. Not just here in the US, but globally. Because nobody should be harmed or anything like that. Nobody should be deemed illegal just because of who they love or how they express their gender. So yeah, I'm worried about that. I know Joe Biden isn't the best on LGBT rights, but he's better than Donald Trump. And I know that's a low bar. I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful that Joe Biden, or whoever they end up putting up for election, can beat Donald Trump. Because whatever we're going to do, we have to do it now. We have to beat Donald Trump. We have got to stop fascism in its tracks. We have to. The UK did it. The French did it. It's time for America to do it. It's just about time that people stop and understand what's actually going on, the actual problems that we're facing right now, and quit acting as if it's just another election. Now, I understand Democrats on both sides of this issue with Joe Biden have the same fear. And I understand that we both have the same fear. Those that want Joe Biden to stay are scared that we'll lose to Donald Trump, just like myself. But on the other side, people feel that if Joe Biden stays, we're in just as much peril. And as much as I believe that my belief is right, that Joe Biden deserves a second term, I'm not going to sit here and dismiss their fears. Joe Biden is 81 years old. That is very problematic. And so I understand where their fears are coming from. But if you look at the data, there is nobody currently that is willing to run and that will run in place of Joe Biden that does better polling against Donald Trump than Joe Biden. Not one of them. Like I said, there are a few people that I would be okay with, but they're not going to run. They're just not going to. This is our this is our own this is like our only hope. I don't see anybody else out there that's going to beat Donald Trump. That said, I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you down the road.